Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I'm just gonna be straight up honest. This episode really didn't do much. I mean, hell, as I'm sitting there thinking about it, even the episode yesterday wasn't great, but it had some interesting moments. I mean, if I had to sit there and pick out a couple moments, yeah, Gladys um, was interesting to an extent. I mean, she's going all crazy with the corporate card, and then she gets confronted by Maxie, Sasha, and hell, even her own son about what she's doing. And of course, she's all like, "Oh, well, Brooklyn told me it was okay. I work very hard at my job. Blah 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 blah." So that happened, and I'm not gonna lie, this is actually the second time I'm doing this review. Um, and of course, it all gets broken up because they find out that Valentine's in the hospital, so she rushes down there. But before she does, she insults Sasha by talking about a paternity test. Now, granted, she was there talking more about Brooklyn than she was talking about Sasha, but Brando lost it. And, Gladys just runs out like a schoolgirl. And then Sasha, for some odd reason, decides to defend her actions. And I'm just like, what? Why? I mean, it literally made no sense. On top of the fact that she's going crazy with the corporate card, the only thing that Sasha says is, "Oh, well, she's under a lot of stress, and she got shot, and the one man that liked her got blown up, and blah 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 blah." And I'm just like, what? See, that would make more sense if Gladys was blackmailing Sasha, but she just defended her for no reason, and I'm still just like, what? And then Gladys goes to the hospital to see Valentine and is all like, "Oh, well, I'm the queen of information and anyone that gets in my way will get destroyed." And I'm just like, why are you over there for? I mean, was the idea to give him a little bit of information to put pressure on Brooklyn? Because Brooklyn did find out that Gladys was visiting Valentine, and yeah, she got all nervous, which I thoroughly enjoyed, because seeing how she was treating Austin, I was like, I really do hope that Gladys stresses you out and milks you for everything that you have, because, well, to be honest, you've been acting like a terrible, entitled piece of garbage. So I feel no sympathy whatsoever towards the fact that Gladys is um, blackmailing Brooklyn. Austin got a chance to talk to Maxie. Nothing really interesting that happened. Except for the fact that I guess that Austin was like, "You attract bad people. First, Peter, now Brooklyn. You should be trying to do better." Of course, Brooklyn did wind up, talking to Maxie, well, getting Maxie away to sit there and talk about Gladys and her behavior. And once again, she was acting like a POS to Austin just because. That's just who she is. You got Sean that's not there trying to pump Spencer for information, and after talking to him about the whole Hayden shooting and how Nicholas is responsible, Spencer confronts his dad, which is exactly what Sean wanted. At the docks, he's sitting there asking a bunch of questions like, "Yo, was you involved in her shooting?" And we see in the previews, which I don't know exactly. It seems like they're listening in on his conversation, and I'm just like, how? You didn't put a bug on his phone. But then again, it's Spinelli, so who knows? Now, the rest of this episode just seems very, very minor. I mean, you had Finn Snitzer talking to Anna about Peter and about, him possibly going to jail for his part and, putting him in a freezer with Liz, and she's worried about that. You got Finn that's there asking Liz about her relationship with her dad. And, Liz is just like, he's been an absentee dad. She, of course, lied to him about the photo that Violet was asking about, even though she tore it up, which tells me that there's more to this whole, Liz and her dad's relationship than what she's saying. Yeah. You got Anna that questions Nicholas about Victor and his, like did he know about him and stuff like that. So when she leaves, Nicholas tells Anna that he was the one that nursed him back to health in exchange for his silence. But seeing that Valentine got shot on his property, now this guy's not there working overtime, and Ava just wants to know, is Nicholas telling her the whole story, which he is not. And I don't understand that. I don't know. Maybe if he's not there doing it for her own good, or just because he's just used to keeping so many damn secrets that hell he can't even sit there and trust his wife, who isn't exactly an angel. So I don't really get that. I guess on the bright side, the actress that plays Charlotte is back. She goes to go see her dad, and they talk. Um, so that's cool. Yeah, Spencer. Well, you had Ava sitting there being kind of juvenile to Spencer, and Spencer sitting there digging in his heels and being all grumpy about something that happened years ago. Yeah, so that was fun to watch, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. This, like I said, this episode didn't really do much. And I said this in the beginning. Um, and like I also said that I did this twice because I didn't really like how the first one came out. But like, what did this episode actually provide? Um, I guess Sean, trying to get more information from Nicholas by using Spencer. So that's going in the direction. And Monday's episode seemed like it's going to be pretty interesting. But I just can't sit there and think of too many things that really stood out. And hell, I wrote a whole bunch of notes, but it was just like very mundane for a Friday's episode, which you would think that they would bring a little bit of fire. Hell, I'm not gonna lie, this episode was just so boring and dry that I went to Brock TV's channel just to sit there and see what he thought of the episode. Of course, he didn't actually upload his video yet. So I sat there and I looked at my notes and I'm like, ugh. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I was sitting there thinking to myself, I would really appreciate if people actually watch my Bold and Beautiful review. Because that episode was so much more better than this episode. Um, and also, that's another reason why I enjoy watching more than one soap opera. Because at least when one soap opera is kind of down, the other soap opera, usually one of the other soap operas is a lot better. And I'm going to be honest, in a lot of ways, I almost want to sit there and blame Finn and Anna for some of this dryness of this episode, because all they really did was just recap as I like to say, the uninitiated people on what happened with her adventures with Valentine, Peter and stuff like that, and it was just like, all right, cool, we already know that. Really? And this is still going? Okay. Alright, so we're still doing this. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I really can't sit there and think of anything else in this episode. This episode was actually pretty disappointing to me. If you actually loved this episode, you thought it was interesting, just please tell me why. I mean, no disrespect or anything like that. This is exactly why I love the comment section, because when I read it, sometimes I'll sit there and see stuff that I may never actually have thought of. But yeah, no, for me, it was, yeah, no, it was, I don't want to sit there and say it was boring, but it was like nothing majorly happened, and there really wasn't a lot of interesting moments that I could sit there and think about that was like, oh man, well this was interesting, or that was interesting. It was like, alright, I mean, nothing interesting really happened. I mean, hell, it would have been nice if, when Gladys was there talking to Valentine, Brooklyn showed up and she got all nervous. That would have been something to talk about, but that didn't really happen. I mean, what did she do? She got Charlotte ready. She dropped her off to the hospital, and she was acting like a POS to Austin, and she started talking to Maxie. Like what really happened? It was almost just like everyone just showed up to work and was just like, all right, well, we gotta do this, and then, I'm pretty sure on the back of their mind, it's like, well, this isn't really adding up to anything, but I get paid, so whatever. I don't know, that's really all I got for this episode. I'm not gonna lie, it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I feel like I'm doing more complaining than I'm talking about, oh, well, this happened, this is great, and this is that, and this is yada, 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 and then I come across a negative Nancy, and I'm like, this is the material that you're giving me. So I was like, what could I, like... And this is the reason why I did this twice. Because the first time was actually a lot worse. So, anyway, I just want to thank everyone for watching. Just watch my reviews in general, and just rocking with me, and commenting, and, even when, people don't necessarily agree with me, you can still watch it. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that more than anything else. Because a lot of times these are generally the highlights of my day. Even when I'm just having a really crappy day, dealing with a bunch of stupid people, I can sit there and come home and just like watch a soap opera and just kind of just chit chat with everyone else about it, and I get to read the comments and stuff like that. So, y'all definitely make my day better. So, even with crappy episodes like this. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope everyone has an amazing, great weekend. I definitely look forward to seeing everyone on Monday, because Monday, by the previews, seems like it's going to be a lot better of an episode. And I'm going to enjoy talking about it. I even enjoy talking about the episodes that aren't so crappy. For the most part. Because then I'll sit there and think, well, was the review bad, or was the show bad? And I guess as a content creator, like part of my, I don't want to sit there and say job because it sounds mundane, but part of being I guess a content creator is trying to flip it around, trying to turn something negative into something positive. But like, I can't sit there and just lie. I mean, I could, but I really don't want to. And I've never really been one for pulling punches, and I always want to be honest. And to be honest, this episode's crap. There, I said it. This episode's crap. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. Have an amazing, safe, great weekend. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And if you like this episode, please tell me why. And I'm gonna plug watching Bold and the Beautiful again, because that show is just on another level. But yes, be safe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.